If you've driven around the Wabash Valley, you've probably seen them, small rural cemeteries.
There are more than 100 cemeteries in Vigo County alone, but many of them are overgrown and could soon be lost to time.
News 10's Joe Ostrowski tells us about one cemetery that seems to have already disappeared.
Their names are largely lost, but their faces remain, the children of Terre Haute's Glen Orphanage. Hundreds lived in these buildings through the years, some even died and were buried here. Years later, most of the buildings are in ruins, and the graves of the dead are hidden by weeds and trees.
It's going to be a chore to try and find it again.
Richard Corns has been looking for the graves for years, and for good reason. His mother lived here.
Her brother, all her brothers and sisters were actually raised at the Glen home, and one of her sisters passed away and died here.
But on this day, finding her grave has proved impossible.
It's going to take weeks, if anything, to find it again.
Experts say other small cemeteries are facing the same fate as families, churches, and small towns that built them move on or die off.
Some of them are lost in time almost and overgrown. Some are well kept, but others are kind of fading into the past, and that's kind of sad.
Sad because as those cemeteries are lost, the stories and the history they contain are lost as well.
It's just a little treasure trove of history of all sorts.
History that Corns hopes won't fade away. Near Sealyville with photojournalist John Tim, Joe Ostrowski, News 10.
Now, two of the old buildings at the Glen Orphanage are being used and kept by a fraternity at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, but many of the others, along with the cemetery, are falling down. If you're interested in learning more about the cemeteries of Vigo County, the Historical Society has a map of all the cemeteries that you can go in and look at.